1. Casey Schmitt returns with game-winning RBI. Giants defeat Phillies 3-1 MLB comeback highlights. 2. SF Giants Casey Schmitt returns, impact on lineup and trade deadline. 3. Casey Schmitt returns, Giants activate infielder from Illinois. 1. Casey Schmitt returns with game-winning RBI. Giants defeat Phillies 3-1 MLB comeback highlights. Casey Schmitt's return from injury was nothing short of electrifying. His walk-off RBI in Monday night's game against the Phillies sent a clear message: the Giants star is back, and he's ready to shine. After missing 10 games due to left wrist inflammation, Schmitt was reinstated from the injured list, with Tyler Fitzgerald heading to Triple-A Sacramento in a corresponding trade. This move sparked immediate intrigue, especially as Schmidt's impact in his first game back was nothing less than spectacular. But here's where it gets controversial. While Schmidt's return was a win for the team, the decision to send Fitzgerald to the minors after a subpar spring training performance raised questions. Was it a strategic reset, or a missed opportunity? Let's break it down. Schmitt, who batted sixth and started at second base, made an instant impression, driving in the go-ahead run in the Giants' 3-1 victory over the Phillies. The game, which was tied 1-1 entering the 8th inning, saw a crucial rally orchestrated by San Francisco's infield. Shortstop Willy Adames and first baseman Wilmer Flores were hit by pitches, setting up Schmitt to ground into a forceout that scored Adames from third. The Giants added another run on Jung, Julie's fielder's choice, securing their 5th win in 6 games. Schmidt's return was a relief for the team, but his journey to recovery was far from straightforward. After taking a fastball to the wrist on June 25, the Giants initially hoped he'd return within days. However, setbacks forced him to sit out 2 games during a series against the White Sox before being placed on the Illinois. Now, with his wrist inflammation under control, Schmitt is reacclimating to second base, where he figures to get most of his playing time. "I'm just taking it one day at a time," Schmitt said. "I'm not worried about anything else. I'm just focusing on playing and trying to do everything I can to help the team win." Meanwhile, Fitzgerald's path to the majors has been anything but smooth. The Giants optioned him to Sacramento after he struggled with a .186 average and a .472 OPS in 32 games following a left rib fracture. But just a week later, injuries to Schmitt and Christian Koss led to his unexpected recall. Now, with Schmitt back at second base, Fitzgerald is given a chance to rebuild his swing in the minors. "Look, when we sent him down, we wanted him to get some at-bats to get going," manager Bob Melvin said. "Based on injury, it didn't work out that way. I think he kind of knew that was coming, too. He needs to get comfortable again at the plate." Fitzgerald's recent success in Sacramento has been encouraging. After a long dry spell, he homered for the first time since April 17, a moment he described as like the first hit of the season. His 15 homers in 96 games last year hinted at potential, but this season has been a test of resilience. And this is the part most people miss. The Giants' strategy isn't just about winning games, it's about rebuilding confidence. With Schmitt back and Fitzgerald getting a fresh start, the team is balancing immediate results with long-term growth. As Schmitt put it, "It felt good to be back out there with everyone." So, what do you think? Is the Giants' approach the right one, or is it a gamble that could backfire? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because in baseball, every decision has consequences. 2. SF Giants Casey Schmitt returns, impact on lineup and trade deadline. Here's a twist that could shake up the Giants lineup. Casey Schmitt, the infielder who electrified fans during his brief but impressive midseason stint, is back in action and on the fast track to rejoining the team. After starting a rehab assignment with the Sacramento River Cats, Schmitt showcased his potential in an 8-4 victory over the Reno Aces, notching a hit in 3 at-bats. This marks a pivotal moment for the Giants, as his return could reshape their strategy heading into the trade deadline. But here's where it gets tricky. Will Schmidt's bat be enough to solidify a position in a lineup that's been struggling at second base? Let's break it down. Second base has been a glaring weakness for San Francisco this season. The position currently ranks among the worst in baseball, with a collective .632 OPS and a slash line of .239, .293, .339, 80 WRC+. Players like Tyler Fitzgerald, Christian Koss, and Brett Wisely have split time, but none have provided the consistency the team craves. Enter Schmitt, who filled in for an injured Matt Chapman in June with a meteoric .375 or .444 or .646 performance, 207 WRC+, including 2 grand slams against the Dodgers. That's not just impressive, it's jaw-dropping. But here's the catch: Schmidt's return isn't just about his past success. It's about whether he can sustain it at the plate, while avoiding the aggressive tendencies that once plagued his game. And this is the part most people miss: Schmidt's recent progress. During his time in the majors, he struggled with a high chase rate, swinging at pitches outside the strike zone. However, his rehab assignment suggests he's made strides in controlling the strike zone, a critical adjustment for any hitter aiming to stick at the big league level. Unfortunately, his momentum was halted in late June when he was hit by a pitch in Miami, sidelining him temporarily. But the good news: the injury isn't serious, and he's expected to return this week, just in time for a lineup in flux. When Schmitt rejoins the Giants, the playing field at third base will have shifted. Matt Chapman is already back in the mix after his own rehab assignment, which means Schmidt's future likely lies at second base. That's where the real test begins. Will he outperform Fitzgerald and Wisely for a starting role? And more importantly, can he prove he's not just a temporary fix, but a long-term solution? The Giants need a reliable bat at second base, and Schmidt's track record suggests he's capable. But baseball is full of surprises. What if the numbers don't hold up when the pressure's on? That's the million-dollar question. So, what's next for the Giants? They'll likely send down one of the current second basemen to make room for Schmitt, but the decision hinges on his performance in Sacramento. If he continues to hit like he did in June, the move makes sense. If not, the team might need to rethink their approach. Either way, this storyline is one to watch. And here's a thought to spark debate: do you think Schmidt's power numbers are sustainable, or was that a flash in the pan? Could the Giants be better off exploring trades for a proven second baseman instead of relying on a rehabbing infielder? Share your take in the comments. We'd love to hear where you stand. 3. Casey Schmitt returns. Giants activate infielder from Illinois. Hold on to your hats, baseball fans, because the San Francisco Giants just shook things up. Casey Schmitt is back in action and he's stepping into the spotlight at second base for his first start of the season. But here's where it gets interesting. To make room for Schmitt, the Giants optioned infielder Tyler Fitzgerald to Triple-A Sacramento. And this is the part most people miss. Catcher Logan Porter cleared waivers, chose free agency, and then re-signed a minor league deal with the team. Talk about a rollercoaster of moves. Schmitt, who's been sidelined since late June with a left wrist injury, thanks to an unfortunate hit by pitch, is no stranger to second base. He started 29 games there between the 2023 and 2024 seasons. Before his injury, the 26-year-old was holding down third base in place of the injured Matt Chapman. Now, his batting .276 or .360 or .439 with 4 home runs and 15 RBI in just 98 plate appearances. Not too shabby, right? Asterisk asterisk, but here's the controversial part asterisk asterisk. Is Schmidt's return enough to boost the Giants lineup, or will his injury linger and impact his performance? And what does this mean for Fitzgerald's future with the team? Some fans argue that Fitzgerald deserved more time to prove himself, while others believe Schmidt's experience makes him the safer bet. What do you think? Let's spark a debate in the comments. Are the Giants making the right moves, or is there room for improvement? For all the latest Giants news, highlights, and analysis, keep it locked with NBC Sports Bay Area and California. And don't forget to download the Giants Talk podcast for even more insider insights.